Ke namana tholo.
Let's roll.
Tshipi. Ata no toba.
Motamo go goralish.
Kamako, dumela. Just as we promised, second installation with a great man, Tebby Oo Mongala.
You know that's you pronounce it Tebby Oo, like it has an H on it. That's English. It's Tebby Oo. It has H. Well, it's not written, but it's silent. It's an English thing. You know how English has silent, unnecessary vowels in the
like you said, unnecessary.
This is when it's unnecessary, silent, invisible
H
appears. What up?
We're good.
We're good.
Siamitsara.
No way.
We give thanks. We are back. Better. Just make sure you subscribe, you like, you share, you comment. Help us grow the channel and be bigger. The Intentional Truth. I'm your host again, Kholisile. Thank you. Tsala.
Ra.
Barolong kiba.
Nyawa e re tsogile gompieno a gona sepe se sekalo re tlo go tlotla gape kana ke motlotlela tse gore re tse gore ra o pese re itlotlela he
I don't know person. I don't know person.
Yeah.
But I got a question for you.
What's the question? Let's go into it.
Polygamy.
Okay.
What do you think about it? What is your thoughts? Yeah.
I think polygamy in itself, it's a good idea.
In itself,
it's a brilliant idea. The idea of growing a family and an idea of having a team that has the same goal. And Kastswana batle ba re it's something like that. Yes, but teamwork. There's I'll come back to that saying. So polygamy with that idea works. Right. Also, you have to have objectives. Why do you want to do polygamy? Where are you going with it? And as I always say, if you are going to be polygamous, you must know that polygamous men are more faithful than monogamous men.
Expand on that.
So if you are going to have 2, 3, 4 wives, you have to be faithful to them. So that means you would not need anyone else outside them. Or if there's anyone outside them, you have to introduce or you have to announce that person. Whereas when you're in monogamous, everyone believes that they can be in monogamous relationship, but they don't really in monogamous. There's a lot of cheating. There's a lot of, there's a lot of sneaking around. You understand? Polygamy says, if there's another person, please announce that person. And then as a polygamous man, you announce that person. You understand? So you have the higher responsibility of keeping this thing together just being open about it, because monogamous create so much area for being secretive, for being sneaky, for cheating, because you are unable to account for your actions, because you have created the idea that you believe in this thing that for the longest time has not worked for you, or for many people. I don't know. It has not worked for many people. You understand? Because
it might take for no one, but yeah, that's another still for another day.
we'll discuss that another day. But it has not worked for many people, and when you are polygamous, also your responsibilities are a lot for you to find time to do other things. You understand? How is
you become very busy. Polygamy is hard work. It's hard work.
You understand that if you are not if you have 10 kids you have like 30 kids in this house, 2 kids in that house, and maybe one house does not have kids. You have to balance yourself out.
These houses.
To occupy your role in all the houses and to the best of your ability. So, in itself, polygamy, it's a good idea.
But you need to be very sober.
You need to be totally sober. You can't just go into it. Also, like I was saying about goals and that it needs a teamwork. You can't just have or be in a polygamous relationship because one day you want to have 4 or 5 people to sleep with.
Because it's not really about sex.
It's not about sex. You understand? It has to be a higher calling. You understand that your responsibility towards your family, your responsibility towards the people that you have brought here. You understand? The type of seed. The type of seed that you are passing for the next generation, what type of seed is going to grow there, and what type of seed is that seed going to produce. You understand? So that 3, 4, 5 down, generations down, then we can see what you were trying to do back then. You understand? But if your objective is just, okay, with this one is on Happy Rose, then I'm with this one, cut.
Sorry. Would you recommend that every man should have more than one wife?
Nah. Some men cannot handle polygamy. Even the strongest struggle with the idea of polygamy.
Alright.
So not every man is cut out to be in a polygamy. Sometimes people struggle with one wife, and you just like one you can provide, one you can't be firm enough to show that you are a man of the house, and sometimes we like to be liberal too much, and to our convenience. But when it comes to our responsibility, then we are not there. So sometimes certain men must stay monogamous. I dare say some don't need to marry.
They can't even take care of a dog.
Yeah, that's it. This is what I was explaining the other day. It's like plant a tree. Start there.
Yeah.
Plant a tree. See yourself. Take care of the tree. See if you can take care of the tree. Have a dog. See if you will remember that this thing has to go into a vet, or you transfer Kholisile Hlangwana. See if you remember that this thing needs to eat. It has shelter. In a little kofa, you need to wash it or bath it. See yourself do something before you can, because most of the problems comes from people who cannot take care of anything. They look good and they look promising, but you'll find out after you have the kid, as a woman, after you have a kid with this person, that even with it does not only go. Even on the other side, you can see a pretty lady and think, I found a wife and have kids, or a kid with that lady. And then you find out later, hey, mara ka mo disang yana icon. So it's a very it's a very delicate matter.
It's a very delicate matter.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of building or taking care of things, lately I've been bothered by the idea of how we are not building. We are not building anything lately.
In terms of what?
Literally just building things. People don't build anything lately. People want ready-made things. You know, when we were growing up, my father used to make us work hard. We would contribute in the building of the house. Like we would make bricks, or we
You
would
did
build
something
things.
that you saw from the ground going up.
Yeah. You would create a garden. We'd start a garden from scratch, and we would work in it. And we had learned, we had come to appreciate the value of things because we contributed and we built them from scratch. I feel that today people don't build things, they don't value things, they don't value people, they don't value anything because they don't build. Buying something is different from building it, because you can always, make more money to buy another thing and stuff, and I think relationships today are more bought with money than built as well, because we're more thinking of, I gotta have a budget for hair. To have hair, I need to have a particular budget to afford hair, to be in hair class. That it comes now as ready-made. I have the money, I know you need the money, I can afford you. And as soon as the money is gone, or you can no longer afford, then there's no value in this thing that you thought was something.
Because the value went away.
It went away because it was now a cash over-the-counter kind of a situation than something that you both built from scratch.
Okay. Anyway, talking about building also, because we started with the polygamy, family oriented kind of story. I'm thinking we are not even building our kids.
We are not building anything.
Our kids, they mostly know ready-made stuff. You understand? I was just thinking about our upbringing. There are things that in our upbringing that define gender, the roles. Like, okay, banyana ba tlatsa dikotlele, bashimane ba tlhagola, ba gametsi. Those were gender defined roles that we were told. But being told that these are gender roles, you still wash the dishes. Banyana still went whereas we were told in the beginning, and this was when there was no, what is this woke movement, feminism, and then movement. Even in that, Banyana, when they were told that this is your role, this is what you do, at the same time they were told, or they were taught to do everything. You understand? Yeah. So that, and in them being taught to do everything, it did not really mean that they didn't need their brothers. You understand? They only needed their brothers when things got heavier, when things got tough. Then you know that you need, because even you as a man, if you are as a boy, if you're in the kitchen and you are struggling to wash this pot, you'll call your sister to come. You understand? To come give you guidance on how to do this thing best, and they will do it. So we have taken away roles, put rights in front, and now everyone has rights, but they do not know what they are doing. And that's why you see a lot of us, a lot of things are falling apart. We can't keep ourselves together. We can't keep our families together. We can't even raise our own kids, because now kids are telling us what to do. And because we are not grounded ourselves, then we struggle with them and we struggle with ourselves. And half of us is on medication.
Yeah, we'll get to the medication part. I'm bothered by the fact that most of us, and I'm talking about the older generation, the grown-up people, husbands. Let's particularly focus on husbands and wives. Let me not say women and men, because I talk to a lot of men, I talk to a lot of women who are in marriages, and I can't help notice that people don't understand. They don't know, let alone understand. They don't know the roles that they're supposed to play. Like, men become husbands, but they don't know what it means to be a husband and the roles that a husband should play. Women become wives and they don't know their roles. It's funny because people, to this day, they still think romance are the role that a wife and a husband supposed to play at home. Now, because of automatically the lovey-dovey romance, it gets out the window.
So quick you won't see it.
So quick you won't see it. Now you are faced with the responsibility.
It flashes away.
The wife, the husband responsibility will call you. They will be on your face. Like, you have to step into these roles. And most of us, we fail terribly. We fail at it. And I figure that's the reason why most marriages don't go past 6 months, 12 months.
Yeah. Basically, because it's tough out there. And like I'm saying, our rights are far above our responsibilities.
Because it's so much about people are so obsessed about what needs to be done for them as opposed to what they have to do. Because not to do for the other person, but to do. Just do. Just do.
Your responsibility in this
thing.
Whole thing is for you to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because I feel like, well, call me primitive, but this is what I really believe in. I believe that marriage, it's not it's an institution that has its own rules. And as soon as you say I do, you ought to adhere to the rules of the institution. Just as when you sign a work contract or you sign an admission form at school and they say this is the code of conduct at school. This and this and this and this must be done, must be followed. Your assignments must be submitted in time. The exams must be all written and all of this stuff. It's just as marriage. Marriage is an institution that has its own responsibilities that requires you to adhere to, whether you like it or you don't. And there are certain things we cannot negotiate, because as soon as you start negotiating yourself out of those roles, you start encountering a lot of problems.
Don't you think though that the terms and conditions, the conduct, codes of conduct are not clear or are not clearly communicated for people who get into marriage?
I think that could be a factor, but another factor is people are so much individualistic to a point they don't understand, or they don't want to know or understand the responsibility of the choices they're making. They are just more obsessed with having something for themselves, or to be able to say, I also have this.
Because I'm thinking of what most people are told when they get married. They can say so many things, but there's one thing that they keep on repeating. What's with we talk?
We talk. I mean, there could be lenyalo le monate or lenyalo le irwa monate.
There could be so many things to be said. Why are you told gore we talk ko lenyalo? Because that's just for me, that's just the beginning of sorrows. Because in your mind you have come here what we talk. And my idea ya lenyalo ke gore the first thing first, it's a relationship again.
Yeah.
So above everything else, and that should be where we start, and that should be where we end. So in everything that we do, I must remember that I love you. I must remember that you love me. That everything that we do, whether we fight or whether we are happy or it's just then everything else must always drive us to loving each other, because that's what brought us together. So because when you're talking about a codes of conduct, why?
And there's this song, Lenyalo le Boima.
Why are we told?
Maybe there's something our elders did not tell us.
Or there's something that they cannot articulate. So this is how I always look at that statement. And if that statement, if taken literally, it will make your life miserable. If you go calling along, you'll always find faults with the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And when you find faults with the other person, you understand, whether you still love them or not. So it becomes a very difficult thing. The other thing that it creates is that you live with this person to find their faults. You understand? But mostly we have siblings.
Yeah.
And to this day, fight can come up anytime. But when you wake up tomorrow, you're still siblings.
Because
of your siblings. But at the end of the day, a sibling is a sibling.
You're not getting rid of it.
You are not getting rid of that. So I think getting into marriage should be compared to that. That this is your sibling, for lack of better word. This is you. That's why I get a whole. No. I wanted to say that's why at a certain age you are but I'm not saying that. Because it's your sibling, you've been with this person for, imagine you've been married to this person for 50 years.
Yeah.
So you just like,
You
and then you get to the bed, hello. People struggle to greet each other like siblings. Yeah. Siblings struggle to greet each other in the body.
The role of spirituality. How important is that?
Spirituality is everything, because that's what connects you to everything else. Connects you to things past, to the things future, to the things above you. You understand how you sort out problems, or how problems affect you depends on how well or how spiritually grounded are you. You understand? How you raise your kids has to do with your spirituality. You understand? Because that's so. If you think you want your kids to go this direction according to your faith or your spirituality, and then your partner thinks a different way, you're going to raise a confused generation. You know, so no man can work together unless they agree
on that level.
Simple.